So first of all, the NFTs, of course, it's a very lovely technology, non-fungible tokens. They're always different, but in my opinion, since I came from the enterprise supply chain and blockchain development software firm, we actually used Hyperledger Fabric, and we would also create tokens, but with GPS coordinates or tokens which create to IoT devices through some smart contract, which actually do certain tech things based on situations which happen, you know. So when I saw in the NFT space, Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and all these high prices, I thought, holy they are still sleeping. They're living in the dream world, these people. But then later, of course, I came up with my project Bonuz. It is a whole ecosystem with a lot of ideas. But the big problem which we had on the way in development is actually that too many ideas, they have always the same blocker, and it's how the people get onboarded and how they join this ecosystem. So if they join it from a self-custodial wallet, which is like MetaMask, very popular, then often it is very hard sometimes, because the drop-off rate already starts from the sign-up, because users have to store a private key somewhere. And for new users and newbies and kids and young people or old people, that's not really the user experience which will last. All right, but why then at the end we decided to become a wallet? Because once we are the wallet, we could set the rules, but then we figured out it's not enough even to be a wallet. It has to be an identity wallet. And so since our wallet is a smart contract, because it's a ERC 4337 wallet, and then there are two more smart contracts. One, it's the on-chain identity protocol, which aggregates all the socials. So this is the identity side, which is merged with the wallet. And then there is a dynamic NFT protocol, which is also merged with the wallet. So there are these three smart contracts. And why we did this? Because in our dynamic NFT protocol, we have the same ERC 7211155, but we customize them. And whenever they mint it via our smart contract, these NFTs, they are dynamic, so it means they can change their state. We can even change their state, but this is mainly done so the NFTs can be vouchers, memberships, they can be tickets, they can be redeemable points, they can be points in an NFT, which changes the number and goes up, but it doesn't go down. There is a lot of rules to set, and that's what this one smart contract does, and it's adjustable. And we made it in a way because it's together with the wallet. There is never gas fees for the user. So every ecosystem action which happens in Bonuz, there is obviously gas fees, but this gas fee is taken care by us, because also since almost, let's say, 1.5 years, we have very good blockchain technologies, which are actually cheap enough to be able to do this free gas costs for the users. Of course, we have to sponsor it, but in our scenario, it's there like this. So we have now this dynamic NFTs, and they are in our ecosystem. Of course, they can be in other wallets if they're transferable. But what was important for us to solve is that these dynamic NFTs, they, like especially the soul-bound one, like a voucher or a certificate, which I receive, it should not be transferable to other users, because then it would be cheating, especially if somebody does some AI courses, and that's one of the things we wanted.
You mean it's like something soul-bound NFTs, SBT technology?
Yes, exactly. There is a building tool for brands where actually in the NFT builder, they can choose what they like to, how the NFT should be, if it's soul-bound or not. Because if you give a certificate and you are a school or an educational entity, then the student should not be able to give his passport or his certificate to another one, so another one can cheat and he can go now gate it into a earn mode from a learn mode. So that's for the person who actually was in the learn mode. So because we know, okay, he is a little bit good now, he can perhaps do some work for some people, but the work will be okay. So there is a lot of functionalities, and I feel that these three things, they go very well together. Wallet, identity smart contract, dynamic NFT smart contract. It's like a holy triangle almost, but we just invented, now we're fighting for EIPs, and let's see how far that goes. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and it was it in the nutshell, basically, to elaborate all together.
Okay, great. It's a great idea because we starting in one of our project in 2021, also using upgradable NFTs, yeah, with BEP 1156 for one of the game project. So it's a really cool way to reborn for NFTs to make it upgradable and combine it with soulbound technology, because we need some proof in the blockchain for users, because we all tired of fakes in this life, yeah. So blockchain giving us possibility to change these rules, yeah. And a few words. Sorry, Pablo Castillo joined us from Chain for Travel, yeah, from Camino Network. So I think, Pablo, we're starting with a question, is NFT dead, or how we can use it for reborn, yeah. So now is the time for Angelo, he answered, and then you going with your answer for this question.
Perfect.
Okay, Angelo,
thank you.
Make your point.
Excellent. I have been using NFTs and blockchain for different projects. One of them was the more kind of traditional niche that evolved with NFTs, which was on AI art. So I have been creating AI art since 2003, for a very long time, much before it became a craze in like more recent years. And I believe that while this has become less popular, it's almost dead, but it's not dead yet. And I think that, as we have seen also recently, there has been a resurgence just up like a few weeks ago, literally, of more interest in digital art. And I think that this is going to fuel a renaissance in renewing the interest in NFTs. Maybe not the craze that we had before, maybe some new version that is kind of making more commercial sense also, and in line with established practices in the art world. But people are always gonna create new digital objects that are unique. People will always want to own them. So I think that there is always a use case for NFTs in that space. Another use of NFTs that I think is pretty unique is because of my background in artificial intelligence. I have been using and adopting AI for over 24 years now to different industries. And I believe that one of the main increases of value that is adding value to the economy is going to be AI. We already have seen how systems like ChatGPT and similar systems are adding more value to the way that in how we do things. And I believe that a significant percentage of economic output is going to be produced by AI. How do we know, though, that a particular important decision by AI has been made by a particular model? How are we going to know that there has not been tampering of that AI model? So we have explored a lot the use of blockchain to record the decisions of AI models. How do you actually make it traceable? How do you make it accountable? And I believe that this is going to be a very important use case as we start using AI in mission critical systems, in high impact systems. You don't need to put, the output of your AI system on the blockchain if you're writing a poem, or if you're writing possibly like variants of the same marketing text. But if you're making a decision, say to give someone a loan or not, or whether you're using it in the justice system, or to do a medical decision, I think there is an appropriate use, in fact, to put it on the blockchain. And there, NFT technology can actually be a very good use case, because you're making a unique decision for a unique problem in having it linked to that particular AI model decision. I also think that we will see the rise of cryptocurrencies that are linked to the output of the AI model. It is kind of at a complementary subject. It's not the same thing as NFTs, but I feel that this is going to be how AI is going to introduce itself and merge with the world of crypto, NFTs, and blockchain, effectively using DLTs as a way of securing and increasing the trust and traceability of AI models and the decision-making process of AI, making it more transparent, and also will be able to trace how did the system come to a decision, if something happened, how can we audit it, if these decisions have generated a lot of value, how do we make more of them?
Okay, great point of view. So we go into Pablo, you.
So in the travel industry, NFTs are definitely not dead. So what I think, in generally speaking, the NFT space has had a good speculation phase with Bored Apes and stuff like that, and still has some value for certain users there. We are trying to use NFT technology more for practical applications. For instance, creating concert tickets as NFTs, because it helps with tamper-proof or copies, right? I mean, alone in the US, you have a 4 billion fraud every year with concert tickets, because those are those guys standing there like saying, hey, I have Taylor Swift ticket, and then you go to the cashier or entrance and you find out it has been copied already 10 times. So if an NFT ticket is redeemed, it's burned. You cannot copy it. So much more security. That's a very easy case. Also, it allows for actually secondary marketplaces. So we are seeing now airlines like Flybondi in South America, and also other airlines in our ecosystem playing around with NFTs with real use cases. So one, for instance, is if you buy a flight and you cannot travel, you can put it on a secondary market, somebody else can buy it. So this works very well as well with hotel. We have startups like Tachyon, for instance, Pink Dada, who are doing exactly this, a hotel booking where you cannot go, you can actually transfer that to another user because the technology allows to do that. Matthias was talking about bonus and loyalty, huge topic as well in our industry. Starts with most of us have some kind of loyalty card in the travel industry, Marriott points, Singapore Airlines, Lufthansa Senator card, whatever. So what a lot of travel companies are trying to do is to use NFTs for personalization, right? So basically, I'm a traveler. In my wallet, I have my silver Etihad flight status. I connect that during the booking process, and Etihad can give me some perks for that. Etihad has already an NFT frequent flyer project. So those are some on the booking part. More important for us is also process autonomization. Everybody of you knows how it is or how it feels after a long flight, arriving at the hotel and having to queue for check-in, although we already have handed over all our data. And I mean, if an NFT is in your wallet on your mobile phone, you actually can go straight to your room, which has been assigned to you, and just tap the mobile phone to the NFC reader. And then basically you skip the line, you do the automated check-in process already. You even can pay the taxes if you are happy, and you can access your car, or in this case, hotel room at any time. Some companies talking about cars are also using dynamic NFTs to update the car history, because you have to imagine if companies like Avis or Budget buy their car fleet, usually they have also to have a register of what happened with that car, any crash, any reparation, any kind of service you did, because they usually after 2 or 3 years, they sell off that car, right, to another buyer. And that buyer wants to have a tamper-proof, basically protocol, what happened with this car, what's the value, was it involved in any kind of crash. So NFT technology can also be very well used for this kind of thing. So in short, there are many applications. One last use case maybe to add is sustainability as well. So we have the topic in our industry that everybody's talking about sustainability, but truth is a lot of companies are doing greenwashing. So now we have companies like Carbify.io using blockchain technology to, on the one hand side, prove that the tree has really been planted. They create what they call NF trees on the blockchain. They chip those trees as well, combine it with the blockchain, IoT devices, and basically with drones and satellite images, you can prove that the tree is all still there going forward, right? You can also deal actually with carbon credits or carbon debits on chain as well, because those are also certificates which have been put on the chain itself to show that. And I think, in generally speaking, no, NFTs are not dead. It depends on the use case. It makes a lot of sense. And what's beautiful to see is also that the NFT, you mentioned some of the ERC standards, what's going on there, that they are evolving. So definitely I would not say that they are dead.
Okay, it's a great review, because I have an experience when I was token 2049 in Singapore, and in a lot of chats it was tons of fraud when somebody, I was selling a ticket for 2049 in a token, yeah, and guys paid for these tickets, and these tickets are just not available. Yeah, that's why NFT ticketing, yeah, it's one of the best way to provide long-term using of NFTs in our world. Yeah.
And absolutely, you can even do it in a very, very Web2-ish manner. So customer does not even realize that this is an NFT. He receives a QR code or even an email certificate with a QR code. And the only thing that happens in the background is really this NFT is being checked against the blockchain. Is it still valid or redeemable or transferable or whatever it happens.
Yeah, I'm checking a few marks, and I want to go with this question to Matthias. When Angelo tell us about AI with NFTs, I was on one conference a week ago that was on the topic like blockchain security and AI. And one of the most experienced guy from cybersecurity and blockchain told us, why we need AI? We have a lot of problems in security, so putting AI, it's just using of hype for now. So my question for Matthias, for example, really NFTs need AI, or it's just trying to using a hype to add some value or marketing trick for a project?
Yeah, it's a good question. And some people, they might underestimate the power of AI, but AI is very, very important in my opinion, and it's extremely important for NFTs. And I think it's very important for the validation or for the monitoring of the actions. So for example, if there's I mean, even Pablo, what he explained before, all these use cases, they are all extremely valid and they are extremely useful, and that's exactly how it's going to be in the future. We just don't know which is the main protocol where they run on, but maybe there are many. But the AI is important in my opinion, because I mean, the blockchain, it gets already checked based on the on-chain data. So maybe the AI can check this in some ways, but I feel that AI, it's going to be very important for actions which happening. So in Bonuz, for example, we are about real-world gamification, and in real-world gamification, what's happening is that a user gets real-world quests, like in World of Warcraft in the digital game, or in Fortnite, there are quests. There are in Bonuz quests for the real world. So there are quests like, for example, going into a restaurant, ordering a cheeseburger, taking a social media story of the burger. And now that's the point which happens. Who exactly validates that the human who went into the restaurant actually did the story of the burger? Yeah, there are APIs to connect to the social media networks, but this is very, very hard, because the AI would need to see in the social media story that it's a burger. So for this solution, it's still a bit hard to build and connect this. We do a lot of stuff, to be very honest, manually, because we have something what is called engagers. These are people who participate in the quests, but not as participants. They participate on the other side at those to validate that these things happen. So we cannot use AI yet. We want to build it, yes, but we didn't find the solution yet to build it. Feel maybe a specialist like Angelo can help us, but we need to be able to afford this. We still didn't raise serious money, so we can't afford this right now. But in our solution, we'll have thousands of people in developing countries who will work for $1 a day, and they get them popped up and they just validate if it happened or not. They click on the story and they see it. So this is how we solved it. But of course, AI would be much better and much more cost efficient and even much more faster. than a human, and probably much more trustworthy also, because humans make mistakes. That's why for engagers and validators, we have actually validators for the validators. So every action of the human, every 10th action of it will be checked if they really did the right decision, because we can't trust human, but I believe we can trust AI. Even how bad as it sounds, it's a fact, especially if it's programmed, and then even if it's based on blockchain rules, on some smart contracts, 100% trustable and scalable, in my opinion.
Okay, it's great view on this point. Yeah. Maybe Angelo can add something about my question.
Yes. In fact, I think that as more and more transactions obviously are processed, you do need to have AI in order to be monitoring constantly, to check if there is an attack, to see if there's some rule. What Matthias said also about verifying the content. If, say, you're doing a quest and someone has to do a video about a burger, right? You said the multimedia, multimodal AI models are becoming increasingly more powerful. So now you can actually have AI that will detect the content of a story, classify it accurately, and also do some basic fact checking. It's not there yet, I think, when it comes to, for example, like quests where you have to create some kind of content and the AI is actually verifying the social media. But I think it is improving. So I do see that AI will be able to do those kind of verification checks. Has someone who has said, for example, to post a particular social media post about a particular subject, have they really done it or not? And I think this will also increase the utility of the ecosystem. And particularly, I think that AI and cybersecurity obviously are, like the best match, because you can never have a person that is on top of everything, basically 24/7. AI never tires. AI is always going to guard the security of the system. So, and this is something that we've been seeing, like literally almost all modern systems in cybersecurity are using AI. And I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. If anything, I think we'll have even more AI into securing the systems.
Okay, perfect. And so I will change a little bit a question for Pablo, because we know about travel blockchain, about ticketing system, all the issues was mentioned previous answer, So how AI can help in all the cases that you provide us before, and what is your view of this point?
I think already blockchain allows for a higher degree of automatization than we are used in many industries today by using, for instance, simple smart contracts, which are quite stupid programs in itself, but it's not even AI. AI can help a lot, especially with disruption. I mean, we all know that our flight was canceled, you're stuck somewhere, but actually somebody in the network, in the decentralized network, has your data. They know what your hotel is. So we can use that kind of AI tools for automated rebookings, for making the whole journey actually much more seamless and connected as well. I agree with what Angelo said, and Matthias as well. I mean, AI is being used in security mainly. I mean, all my devs, when they develop something, they have their AI, ChatGPT, Claude open to check the code. So this is already a reality. And a lot of security tools are using that. I mean, there are some interesting concepts around AI bots in the future that will also be coin operated, so that we will need to feed the AI also some kind of coins, any kind of currency maybe, like we used to do with the old phones, right? So basically, I like that idea very much because there's a whole new economy emerging, I think, around AI bots who act as individual agents. And at some point in time, they also want to be paid. So there will be, because they have to do certain interaction with other bots, which also need something. So the AI will need wallets. That's my prediction. They will need funding, and they will do autonomous processes and a lot of things in the background for the better good of humanity. That's a little bit my take on that. AI today in the travel industry is mainly being used for chatbots, right? Like saying, hey, customer services. So basically, those are the early days of FAQ bots we saw. So it's not very, very sophisticated. They're learning, yes. what I see very important is that whatever data we feed into AI is verified. And I think here, for instance, blockchain can provide a very, very good verification layer for all the data that comes from there. An example, for instance, again, from the travel industry is TripAdvisor. Everybody of us uses TripAdvisor, but TripAdvisor only this year had to delete 3 million of customer reviews because they were fake or written by companies or users who were never there. So we also have, similar to what Matthias just mentioned, is the cheeseburger, companies in our network that use the blockchain to verify the proof of stay that you have been at that restaurant, that you are allowed to actually write the review. And why is this important? I mean, you know it yourself. If a restaurant review is 2 stars, 3 stars, you're not going there. And now imagine feeding this data, which is fake, into an AI model, and the AI model will take decisions for you by automatically organizing a dinner for you and your friends. So there will be some rules, filters being set, like, hey, I only want to have 4-star minimum rating, 5-star minimum rating hotels. So all this kind of filter criteria we use today on the booking portals, those are rules people are now used to, and they filter consciously or subconsciously already that out. So that's why it's important that we have verified and accurate data fed into AI so that it can best do the best prediction or actions out of it.
Okay, great. Yeah, we are running out of time, but this short talk was and have a lot of value because we talking about the most interesting cases, and the main thing that it's a long-term cases that can change really some economics, some directions in the business. Yeah, so we have just one final question. Yeah, because most of people heard about NFT and thinking about hype and some speculative. Yeah, but as we know from 2021, where it was a hype and a lot of users lost tons of money on just speculative NFTs. So main question and final question for today in this topic, yeah. So can you imagine a new hype wave, yeah, for speculative P2P NFTs, yeah, or some just with IPs, yes or no? Matthias, your final decision.
I like to go as the second one to answer this because Pablo's and Angelo's answers are too good.
Yeah, just tell us if it will be the same wave of hype for speculative with NFTs, just pump, dump, and go out from market, or this way in this bull run, it's not seems to be gone.
All right. So when it comes to speculative NFTs, which have no use case, just a graphic or something, I believe they will never be that speculative. I think they will always be connected with the membership club or something, because that's the most simple functions any item can get, any NFT. And I think there is a chance actually that there will be, but I don't think that it's going to be that crazy as it used to be, like that crazy hype. It will be maybe smaller, but I don't think it will die, because there can be premium content actually, and there are industries which we know for premium content, and there's a lot of new of this stuff coming out. They are not always like on the, I don't know, it's like not the healthy industry, let's call it this way, but there is premium content, and I don't think premium content will ever die out.
Okay, great.
But it won't be into 6 figures or 7 figures. I believe there's no way it's going to be like this.
Okay.
I do think that premium content is also going to drive actually NFT adoption, and I think we also need to look at the new directions in AI. For example, in having multi-agent systems. When you see all these new systems of chain of thought, of systems that are autonomous, that of these bots that are talking to each other, if they're exchanging information, they're exchanging payment, and also getting this stuff done for you, I think this is going to potentially give rise to a new wave of NFT usage. Maybe, as Matthias said, it's not gonna be like 6-7 figures. It's gonna be more realistic sums of money. But I think this is gonna be more sustainable in the long run, because maybe it was a little bit overheated in the first wave, and I think now people have figured out, okay, what actually works, what is realistic, what isn't, what is useful. And I believe this rise of multiple AI agents is going to give rise to a new breed of NFTs, basically. So I do believe there will be another wave.
Okay, great. And final view from Pablo.
I agree and second Angelo's and also Matthias' point of view. I think on the speculation side, NFTs will not see that big hype again. There will always be projects that attract users and interest, and people. We are speculative beings, so we love to gamble, and I think some people will buy into that, but not as a mass market. I think too many people saw that, and also the market data is there, what's happening with the big NFT marketplaces. So I think that's gone, but I also believe that the NFT technology is here to stay. There are many good use cases. Some of them we have not even touched. The technology around NFTs is going to be evolving and getting better and better. I mean, one topic we in the Web3 space often do as a mistake, we always give new things shiny new names, right? Which nobody understands. Let me explain what an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. So I'm explaining you what something is by telling you what it's not. That makes it quite hard also for mass adoption and people to buy into that idea. So I think we need to be clear on what the technology can deliver. And then the use cases at the end, it will be a demand and sell market as with everything. So if there are good ideas around NFTs, and there are, that technology is definitely here to stay.
Great, great. So we are finished. It was a great talk, short but full of value, full of different views in some points, and we had in NFT some AI, so it's really changing from 2021. So on this way, I think we will see a lot of use cases in our practical life, yeah, and maybe new hype of just P2P. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy these questions and these talks with us. So I'm really appreciate for it. So have a nice day. We are moving for the next topic. Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.